Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed on the topic KISS, right? So today we'll be discussing on the solid principles, basically SN solid, right? Also known as single responsibility principle, SRP, right? So here the single responsibility principle SRP states that a class should have only one reason to change, right? So a class should have only one reason to change, meaning it should handle only one specific responsibility, right? It should handle only one specific responsibility. That's what SRP says here, right? So this keeps the code modular, easy to maintain, and less error prone, right? So in Python, SRP means we design each class or function to do only one job, right? So to do only one job. For example, a class that manages user data should not also handle writing data to files, right? So it should maintain only one thing, right? So basically it states that it should have only one reason to change, right? So see here, a class that manages user data should not also handle writing data to the files. It should only manage the user data in this case. So by separating responsibilities, changes in one part of the system won't break unrelated parts. Also, this separation improves readability, testing, as well as the scalability, right? This is fine, man. Now let's do one thing. As we're done with the definition part as well as the important points, so let's move on with the example code. So here let's go with the first one. uh, let's go with the example that demonstrates the single responsibility principle, right? So let's do one thing. Let's go with the first class here that is responsible only for handling user data. So I'll just go with class. So I'll just go with user here. Within the user class, I'll just go with the first thing is initialization part here. We go with init. So this one along with the self, I need the parameters name, email. This is fine. Now let's do one thing. I'll just go with self dot name. Let me assign this one to the name, right? So now we are storing the username. Also, we have to store the user email as well. So I'll just go with self dot email equals email. So this is fine. Now we are almost done with the part. Let's go with one simple method here or function basically. So here let me go with get user info. Get user info of, let me go with, let me pass self here. This is fine. So within this method or the function, let's return the formatted user information. So I'll just go with return. Let me make use of the string interpolation f followed by the, so this has to be what is happening here, user. This is fine. Mm, let me go with self dot name. Also we have we are storing the email as well, right? So I'll just go with the email here. So this will be self dot email man. This is fine. Yeah. uh, Now let's do one thing. This is the class one, mainly responsible only for handling the user data. Next, let's go with one more class, nothing but the class 2, which is responsible only for saving the data to the file. So I'll just go with class here. So this one will be user file manager, right? So this is fine. Now let's do one thing within this class. I'll just go with def save to file. So this one consists of self comma user comma file name. So this is also fine, man. Now within this function, let's open the file in write mode. So I'll just go with open. So this one has to be file name uh, along with w, nothing but write. We are writing. So this is fine as f. mm, as if this is fine. The final step would be here. Let's save the user information into the file, right? So I'll just go with file f dot write here, user dot get. So this has to show in the this one suggestion, right? It's not showing. Let me write this one entirely. So this is fine. We are done with the second class as well, man. Right? So basically, second class user file manager is responsible only for saving the data to the file. Next, let's go with one more class, or this is enough. Let's go with one more class, right? So I'll just go with the class responsible only for the printing or logging. So I'll just go with your class user logger. This is fine. Within this class, I'll just go with print user function, or this one method. So this one will be self comma user. Within this method, I'll just print something for the interactive purpose. I'll just go with print user dot get user info, right? So I'll just go with get user info. Oh, this is fine. We are just printing the user information to the console, man. This is fine. So we are done with three classes. So the first class, see here, the line number 14, this one, the first class, basically what it is responsible for. It is responsible only for handling the user data, right? So next, the second class, here, this one I'm speaking of, user file manager. So this is responsible only for saving the data into the file, data to the file. So the third one here, user logger, so this is responsible only for printing or logging. Simple. Next, let's go with using the classes. Let's go with using the classes, right? So I'll just come here. mm, let's do one thing. I'll just assign to this one user. So this one will be Alice, or let me give here in this case Bob, Alice, or Bharadwaj, anything. I'll just give Bharadwaj here in this case. So this is fine. Mm, Bharadwaj at testmail.com. So this is fine. This one also we have to give within the strings, right? So yeah, let me give this one within the strings. So I'll just go with logger here. So this one will be user logger. User logger is the class name that we have made use of here. This one, user logger. So we are just creating a logger object here. This is user object. So this one, line number 32, we are going with a user object here. We are creating a logger object, basically, sorry, logger object. So the next one is, let's create a file manager object as well. So I'll just go with file manager. This one, let me go with uh, user file manager. We have considered user file manager. This is not showing, man. Yeah, now this is showing. This is fine. Now let's print the user information to the console just for the interactive purpose. So I'll just go with the logger dot print user. Let me pass you here. This is fine. Finally, let's do one thing. Let's save the user information to the file, right? So I'll just go with file manager dot save to file we have to give, right? So what is the this one we have given here? User dot, where is this one? This is fine, class user. We're not doing anything here. So file name we have to give here. This one, let me do one thing. Save to file. Um, so let me create a file name. This one, user.txt. This is fine. Now we are just saving the user information to the file. So user.txt has to be created. Right. So within the text file, we are storing the user information, right? So let me try to run. The output that I need to get here is user Bharadwaj and email Bharadwaj at the rate of testmail.com, right? So that's what the output that we need to get here. So let's check the same here. I'll just go with Python. Let me come here. Let me copy this one .py. So here you can clearly see, man. See, user.txt is created here. User saying user Bharadwaj, email Bharadwaj at the rate of testmail.com. I'll just close this one, and we are getting the output here as well. User Bharadwaj, email Bharadwaj at the rate of testmail.com. Right. So our this one, whatever the code that we have written, works absolutely correct. Right. So uh, program, what it is doing here, whatever the code that we have written, right? So the program or the code creates a user object with the name Bharadwaj and email Bharadwaj at the rate of testmail.com, right? So this line here, logger dot print user of you, whatever we have given, this calls the user logger class. So see here, we have written the user logger class, right? So this one calls the user logger class, which prints the user information to the console. Hence, we are getting the console output, nothing but user Bharadwaj, email Bharadwaj at the rate of testmail.com, right? Simultaneously, file manager dot save to file, whatever we have given here, this one line number 37. So this one saves the same information inside the user.txt file. Text file, right? So whatever the name we have given, user.txt, right? Inside a file named user.txt, right? This will not shown this will not be shown on the console, but it will be saved in the file because we are writing this one to the file, right? Txt file. So now this is showing here. See, email Bharadwaj, user Bharadwaj, email Bharadwaj at the rate of testmail.com. So this works absolutely correct, man, right? So basically I hope whatever we have done is completely clear, man, right? So now we are done with a, single responsibility principle, right? So we are done with the single responsibility principle. So this is it for the single responsibility principle. Again, single responsibility principle states that a class should have only one reason to change, meaning it should handle only one specific responsibility, right? So this keeps the code modular, easy to maintain, and less error prone. So that's what we have done here, right? So basically, first one is the user class, and it is responsible for handling user data. Second one is the this one user file manager. This is responsible only for saving data to the file. Third one is user logger, and this is responsible only for printing or logging, right? So every each class or the yeah each class basically has only this one specific responsibility here, right? So we have went accordingly with the single responsibility principle. This is one of the simple examples, right? So we are done with the single responsibility principle. So let me summarize whatever we have learned so far. So just try to remember these 2 or 3 points, man. The single responsibility principle, also known as SRP, ensures that a class has only one job, right? So in our example, user handles user data, user logger handles printing or the logging. Again, user logger, this one user file manager, the second one. So this one handles saving to the file, right? So this basically makes the code clean, easy to extend, and avoids unintended side effects, right? So it avoids the unintended side effects, right? So this is it for the this one single responsibility principle, right? Next, we'll be discussing on the topic open or closed principle, right? For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.